Welcome to the Happy Wife School show. Let's see, let me get this all set up. There we go. Great to be here. Great to see everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. And we're going to be talking today about why you should cancel Valentine's Day. So I'm excited to get into that topic. It works well with the live show landing on Valentine's Day. So that's what we're talking about. Before I get into that, a couple of announcements that please go check out the Happy Wife School show on Spotify, that you can find the podcast version there. And if you would, please review it, rate it, leave comments. It helps the algorithm to pick it up and get it out to more people. Also, please go check out my colleague Josie's YouTube channel called The Autoimmune Expert, that if you or someone you love struggles with an autoimmune disease like fibromyalgia or Hashimoto's or rheumatoid arthritis or chronic illness like ADHD or migraines or chronic pain, then you want to go check out Josie's channel. You also want to check out her free Autoimmune 101 course that you can find the description down below. And you can also schedule a free consultation with her. So she helps people to permanently heal autoimmune disease and chronic illnesses by working on the emotional state. So please go check her out, or send someone you love who struggles with an autoimmune disease or chronic illness her way. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and please like this video so that it helps the algorithm in YouTube to pick it up and get the message out to as many people as we can. So before I get into the topic, I will come over to the chat to make sure you guys can hear me and see me and everything is coming through all right. So let's see. Yeah, one of the viewers today, I can't pronounce that. It says Valentine's Day is a joke. So yeah, we'll be getting into that. Salty, great to see you. Yep, Josie is awesome. And a big thank you to Phil and Steve for being the best moderators on YouTube and keeping the chat a great place to be. Joy for Wisdom, great to have you. This is your first time making a live, and so happy to see you as well. And the other men, or other women, pardon me, that join on Saturdays and are here to learn. So big shout out to the ladies. So Monica, Colleen usually joins, and love grows. So great to see all of you. And Phil will capture some questions for me and send those to me at the end of the episode, and I will answer some of those at the end. But thank you guys so much for being here, and also thank you to those who maybe this is your first live or you're new to the channel. We just hit 210,000 subscribers, I think, yesterday. So thank you guys so much for being here, and for those of you who share the message, and our community keeps on growing. So getting into why you should cancel Valentine's Day. And the reason that I want to talk about this is that in general, every good man dreads Valentine's Day. He knows he's at risk of messing it up, not getting it right, and going into the doghouse. And creates a huge pressure and stress to get it right. And it really highlights the differences between us as women and men, and how we experience and express love. Every Valentine's Day, it's fascinating to go into, if you go in the afternoon, go into a grocery store, and, you know, the obnoxious display for Valentine's Day that gets bigger and bigger each year. And you can see kind of the men there that maybe kind of look a little panicked. Maybe they forgot Valentine's Day, or trying to do something last minute and looking around and what do I do? It's a fascinating thing to see or witness, but almost every single good man dreads Valentine's Day, and we're going to talk a little bit about why. And I'm also going to speak to women about our need to have our husbands prove their love to us on one day, and why that is absurd and ridiculous when you are married to a good man, and what's really missing in us that we need that. And that we need Valentine's Day to be the special day where our husbands prove their love to us. And we're going to break that down in the solution. And where we're going to go in the middle of the episode is talking about 7 reasons good men need to cancel Valentine's Day and the absurdity in it. So in last week's episode, which is titled, Does Your Wife Love You Anymore?, I discussed how women and men experience love differently. That men have a very pragmatic experience of love. Love to a good man is a selflessness. It's his loyalty and care and being there for his wife no matter what. A good man shows his love and his willingness to sacrifice for the benefit of his wife and his family. And that for a good man, his love is a warmth, a fondness, and a regard toward his wife. It's very pragmatic, and it's in a good man's nature to love at that depth, and he shows his love every single day. And we're going to talk more about that a little bit later in the episode. Whereas for us as women, we experience a very emotional form of love, where love is how you make me feel, which is why we want romantic love, of what are you going to do for me that is going to make me feel loved, make me feel special. And in it being that very emotional form of love, it is very conditional. That as long as you're making me feel those romantic feelings of love, then I will be there. And if you are not, then you are responsible for why I feel unloved. And it's up to us to decide if our husbands make us feel loved or not. And that essentially women fall in love with the idea of being in love, which is why we like the romance novels and the romance movies, and why we make Valentine's Day such a big deal. Valentine's Day is a really, really good example of us as women falling in love with the idea of being in love. And from that place, we romanticize Valentine's Day as the day that our husbands must prove to us that they love us, and must make us feel special on Valentine's Day. And if they don't, which I say 95% of the time, no matter what he does, we don't feel loved and special, and then he ends up in the doghouse. When last night my husband asked me, "What are you talking about tomorrow?" And I told him, I said, "I'm going to talk about canceling Valentine's Day." And he said, "Yeah." He said, why are we demanded to show our love on this one day? I love you every day." And he said that all on his own. I didn't go into any of what I was going to talk about. And I said, that is verbatim what I am breaking down and talking about tomorrow. Because Valentine's Day is a woman's holiday where it is all about us. And to boot, the man is just supposed to know what to do on Valentine's Day to make us feel loved and special. But there's also this expectation. I don't want to tell you. I'm not going to tell my husband what I need to feel loved and special. He's just supposed to know that we shouldn't have to tell you. And if we do have to tell you, then that means you don't understand us and you're incapable of loving us in the way that we need And you will often, for the men listening, you will often hear a statement of, you don't know how to love me. And so it creates this huge pressure and stress on a good man that he's supposed to somehow prove his love, know how to do it correctly and in all the right ways to even have some sort of a chance of getting it right on Valentine's Day, which is why there is not a good man that wants to do Valentine's Day if he's being honest with himself. And the only reason that he says that he does is because he doesn't want to be in the doghouse, because his wife would be so upset, and he doesn't want to hear the backlash of, you don't love me. But for a good man and his way of loving pragmatically, in the ways that I described, of showing his warmth and fondness and loyalty toward his wife, his willingness to sacrifice his own needs and desires for her best interest and to benefit her and the family, and that pragmatic way of loving, a good man feels, I love you every day. Why do I need to prove my love to you on a day that I'm told that I'm supposed to? Especially when in a marriage, it's just a trap. Because there's nothing he's going to be able to do to get it right or to make his wife feel happy to where she's going to feel loved and special. So it's just another trap that we set. If a good man can't make his wife happy and feel loved with all the hoops he jumps through and all the ways that we keep moving the goalpost further and further of what we need in the relationship as a woman to be happy and feel loved, if he's doing all those things and his wife is never happy, why is it going to be any different on Valentine's Day that he's going to be able to somehow get it right and she'll feel loved and happy? Men just hope that they can get through Valentine's Day without getting in trouble. And I hope for the women who are listening and can hear this message, see how absurd that is and how cruel, if you really think about it, how cruel it is to put that kind of pressure and stress on our husbands on a holiday that is all about the woman and what they need to do to get it just right, to make us feel loved, and the stress that that puts on him when he knows he's likely not going to get it right, that there's a 75% chance that he's going to mess it up because there's some hidden thing that he was supposed to do or know about to make his wife feel loved and special that he didn't know. And again, now he's in the doghouse. And forget about if you don't plan ahead for it. If your husband doesn't plan ahead for it or he waits until the last minute, then we make it very clear to him it doesn't count. You just went and got me those flowers because I told you to, or because you forgot about Valentine's Day till the last minute. You didn't put any thought into that. And there's no way that they're going to get it right. And we're going to give the message that you don't love me or you don't know how to love me. It is very much a one-way street. There's nothing in it for the man. The one thing a man thinks he might get out of it is a little loving, if he's lucky. And he knows that even if he does everything right, thinking he might get lucky, that the truth is, in most marriages, where the wife is withholding sex and disengaged from sex, she will do whatever she can to avoid sex on Valentine's Day. And of course, if you mess it up, then forget about it. So where I want to go next are 7 reasons why good men should cancel Valentine's Day. And as we get into this list, just a reminder to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that you never miss the important information I'm getting out to support you and help you in your marriage. And please like this video so that it helps the algorithm get it out to more people. So 7 reasons why good men should cancel Valentine's Day. And the premise of this, of knowing that the nature of a good man and just who he is in that nature is that he is deeply loving, thoughtful, and caring. And that if his wife is even just a little bit kind and caring back toward him, or most times even if she's not, then there is nothing a good man won't do to show his love and care for his wife. But he does it in his way as a good man, showing his love, which is sacrificing for the betterment of his wife and his family. It's being a provider. It's the small, thoughtful things he does day in and day out for his wife, the decisions and choices he makes where he's thinking of his wife and putting her first. A good man does not need a day to show his love because he loves his wife every day. And for the women listening and who are open to my message, needing your husband to make you feel loved and special on a specific day is something that's missing within ourselves. It's the lack of love that we don't have for ourselves. And I'm going to talk about at the end the solution for women so that you can cancel Valentine's Day too, and see how absurd it is when you are married to a good man that you even need to celebrate Valentine's Day or put any meaning behind it when he does show his love every day. And what we want to be inspired and encouraged to do is to show our love every day. So I want women to listen too in terms of why we want to cancel Valentine's Day and have a different approach in our marriage. And I will share in the solution how I came to that resolution in my marriage as well. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day. So 7 reasons why good men should cancel Valentine's Day. And number 1, it's a waste of money. Number 1, it is a waste of money. When you look at the cost of what you are likely going to be spending on dinner, flowers, a gift, and of course then there's some men that feel they have to go above and beyond because of the high maintenance nature of their wife. It can get really out of control very quickly. Jewelry, it's an unnecessary cost. And especially in each of these reasons, understanding the premise and dynamics between a good man and his wife and his marriage is that he's not going to be able to get it right. She's still going to be unhappy, and he's going to be made to feel inadequate, that he didn't do enough or he didn't do it the right way. And then it's a waste. It's a waste of money. The second reason that good men should cancel Valentine's Day, number 2, it's a trap. A good man can't win because Valentine's Day is a trap to prove that you love your wife, where she's going to focus on all the ways that you don't prove that you love her or know how to love her. And she will get upset that if you loved me, you would know what I need to feel special and loved on Valentine's Day. And there's a 75% chance you're going to mess it up. And then you're going to be made to believe that you can't do anything right and you can't do anything to make her happy or feel loved, which is the message you're getting all the time in the relationship. So Valentine's Day won't be any different. And this is a way that good men can take their power back. When you're in the dynamics of what I talk about on the channel and being with a wife who is emasculating, manipulative, and gaslights, Valentine's Day is just another trap of something she's going to use against you to make you the problem and blame you for how she doesn't feel loved, which is actually a problem within herself. The third reason you should cancel Valentine's Day, number 3, you should not need a day to express your love. That love should be expressed every day in the relationship. And it's not the romantic kind of love that we fantasize about as women. It's the everyday care, love, and affection, which a good man will freely express every single day in the relationship. The fourth reason that a good man should cancel Valentine's Day is that Valentine's Day is sexist. Valentine's Day is sexist. They say it's a couple's holiday where both people can express their love, but the truth is it is only about the woman. It is all about the woman and what she wants. It's her day. And then everything a good man has to go through to prep, to plan, to make it right. And then the panic and anxiety he will feel if he didn't or he forgot. So it's a woman's holiday. It's for women, by women, marketed to women. It's not really a couple's holiday. You think about it. In general, no man wants candy, flowers, and a mushy card, or pajamas and clothing that are red and pink and have hearts on it. There's nothing in it for him. All that's in it for him is stress, pressure, likely ending up in the doghouse, and being out a bunch of money. The fifth reason that you should cancel Valentine's Day, number 5, it is a farce, meaning it's a ridiculous event, especially in understanding what is happening between a good man and a woman in a marriage on a spectrum of what I talk about, and a woman being in her woman ways on a spectrum in a marriage. A good man is going through the withholding of love, care, and affection, the withholding of sex, the withholding of respect. He's constantly being blamed and made to be the problem. And so Valentine's Day is a farce because there's no reality or truth of love embedded in it. It is contrived, and you're supposed to pretend for one day that you're back in love. So it's a farce. It's a ridiculous event. That's when we look at it through the scope of the dynamics between a good man and a woman in a marriage. And that leads into number 6 of why a good man should cancel Valentine's Day. Number 6, it is unfair to a good man to forget all the problems for one day and act like everything is fine. It is unfair to a good man to forget all the problems that he's facing and enduring for one day and act like everything is fine. So again, the reality for a good man on a spectrum in his marriage is that he's being deprived of love and affection. He's being treated unkindly and like a burden by his wife, being blamed for the problems. Nothing he ever does for his wife is enough or makes her happy. And so he's constantly made to feel bad and wrong and weakened and emasculated in the relationship. And he's supposed to put all that aside for one day to prove to his wife that he loves her, which will be unrequited and once again, not enough. And the 7th reason that a good man should cancel Valentine's Day, number 7, there's only a 50-50 chance that he will get lucky. And that's a generous statistic, that there's nothing in Valentine's Day for a man, but the one thing he might hope that he gets out of it is a little loving. And that even if he does everything right, he's unlikely to get lucky. And it's a one-way street where, again, it's all about the woman and there's nothing in it for him. And those are the 7 reasons a good man should cancel Valentine's Day. And I want to talk a little bit to the women about this and the solution for women. So the reason that I gave up Valentine's Day is that I realized what I've been talking about in myself and in my marriage, that as I saw my husband as a good man, and I began to see all the ways that he loves me and goes out of his way to care for me and be thoughtful and show his love, that I realized I don't need a day for my husband to prove his love for me. And I realized the only part of me that ever needed that was that I didn't make myself feel special and loved by me. That I had to ask myself, what's missing in me that I need my husband to prove his love and make me feel special on a contrived holiday? And I began to learn, and what I teach other women now is that until you make yourself feel special, loved, and important, there is nothing your husband will do or does that will ever make you feel special, loved, and important by him on Valentine's Day or any other day. That as a woman, either you won't recognize all he does for you because you're focused and living in Camp Victim, you're focused on all the ways you believe and blame him for your unhappiness in the relationship. And from that place, we create a lens where all we can ever see is what they're not doing enough of. We only see their flaws, their mistakes, and the negative. And that's very much our internal experience of ourselves as women. So I often teach the psychology of relationships, that your marriage is a reflection of you. And so for women, our marriage is a reflection of our internal emotional state. And as women, we are sped up. We race through life. We never take time for ourselves and put ourselves on the very bottom of our list, which then creates an internal experience of ourselves where we never feel enough. We're only ever focused on our own flaws, the mistakes we've made, and all the negative in ourselves, which then we project onto our husbands and onto the marriage, so we don't have to face that within ourselves because we don't know what to do with it. And the very simple truth is that we don't love ourselves, and we don't know how to make ourselves feel special and cared for. And what I had to learn, that I teach other women, is that we don't make ourselves feel loved and we don't make ourselves feel special and important by doing things like going to get a massage or having a spa day or getting our nails done or pampering ourselves or even being gentle on ourselves in the way that self-love is taught in our society. You will never feel loved by doing those things for yourself or by being gentle on yourself and taking it easy on yourself. You will continue to feel unimportant, unvalued, and unloved. And it's an internal experience that we are creating. So a very simple way, empowering and very powerful way to make ourselves feel special, loved, and important is a concept I teach called parenting ourselves. And parenting ourselves is doing the things I know I need to do even when I don't want to. Parenting yourself is doing the things you know you need to do even when you don't want to do them. It's the opposite of being gentle and pampering ourselves that we're sold and told is self-love. No, it's holding yourself accountable, being responsible for yourself as a grown-up adult to do the things you know you need to do even when you don't want to do them. And not from the place of I have to or I should. This is what I have to do and feeling forced and put upon. it's coming from the intention of, I do the things I know I need to do even when I don't want to do them, which is being a grown-up adult, from the intention of showing myself that I care and that I'm important to me. And so some very simple examples of parenting yourself, which will give you the feelings of being special and loved and important that you always wanted your husband or another to give to you, but they never can, and it never fills us up. The only solution is to do that for ourselves. Some very simple ways to parent ourselves so that we are full from the inside and don't need something like Valentine's Day to make us feel loved or special, are things like parenting yourself to wake up with your alarm and not hitting snooze. It's folding the laundry and not keeping it in the laundry basket. It's parenting yourself to not order DoorDash or Grubhub and cooking at home. It's parenting yourself to not online shop on Amazon for things that you don't need and are frivolous. It's parenting yourself to stay off your phone and only use it for calls or communication and not doom scrolling on social media. And again, parenting yourself is an engaged process to do those things with the intention of, I care about myself to do the things I know are important, that are staying accountable to myself so that I feel cared for and loved for by me. And I went into depth on parenting yourself in a video that I did at the beginning of the year under the live episodes on the channel. It's called How to Be a Happy Wife in 2026. And that's a video where I go in depth about parenting yourself as a way to feel important and loved within yourself so that you have the internal experience of feeling good about yourself, and which creates a whole new lens of your husband and how you see your marriage, that you will always feel loved by your husband without needing a day like Valentine's Day. So the message being that when you care for yourself to feel loved by you as a woman, and you're married to a good man, when you create that internal experience of yourself by how you show up for you, then you will see all the ways that your husband loves you every single day. And that shows up not in the ways of romantic love, but the ways of your husband providing. The small, thoughtful acts that show you he's thinking of you. His affection toward you and wanting to be intimate with you. His willingness to sacrifice his needs and desires for you and the family. You'll see his unwavering desire for you to be happy. Not for him, but for you. When I talk about all a good man wants is for his wife to be happy. He wants his wife to be happy for her sake. He knows that that will make his experience a lot more peaceful and easier to navigate in the relationship. But when I talk to good men and how desperately they want their wives to be happy, it is not from a selfish place of what they need. It's coming from a place of genuine, true love, of a selflessness, that he desperately wants that for his wife. And those are the ways that he shows his love for you every day. And women, you want to know that you married a good man. You did not marry the Chad or Tyrone in your romance novels. You married a good man. And how he shows you love isn't the fleeting experience of romantic love. That he loves you at a depth that romantic love can never achieve. That his love is selflessness, loyalty, and care for you, a warmth, fondness, and regard toward you, and sacrificing for the benefit of you. And we want to come to understand as women that romantic love is a cheap, empty experience that pales in comparison to the enormity of real love and adoration that your husband has for you every single day as a good man, in spite of your behaviors in the relationship and what he's having to face and endure in our woman ways. And your husband, as a good man, would love nothing more than for you to embrace his love and let it be enough. And what I want to challenge women is to show your love to him every day. And it doesn't come by romantic love and doing the things we always wanted another to do for us. It's loving him as a good man. And you can go watch a video that I put out just a couple weeks ago under the video tab, 3 ways good men feel loved, and loving him in the ways that he needs to be loved as a man, which is very pragmatic and practical. So in speaking to the solution for men in canceling Valentine's Day, you want to realize how ridiculous it is to try to prove your love on one day because you're told you're supposed to, or you're scared because of the emasculation and manipulation and gaslighting in your marriage from your wife. You're scared that if you don't, you'll be in the doghouse and she'll be upset, and it's just going to go on her Rolodex of hurts and ammo that she will use against you. And to recognize that the key for good men in navigating a marriage with a woman and her on a spectrum of having these woman ways is taking back the power you've unknowingly given away. And one of those ways is not stepping into the traps that your wife sets for you, and Valentine's Day being just another trap that will be used against you to make you wrong and be told how nothing you do ever makes her happy. One of the key things for a good man in a marriage to a woman with her woman ways is that he must retire from making her happy, because nothing ever makes her happy, because she is unhappy and she's the only one that can make herself happy. So good men have to retire from throwing their actions and love into an empty bucket with holes that never gets returned, as a way to take your power back and no longer give your power away to your wife to make you believe that you are the problem in her unhappiness. So you want to work toward having the courage to bring up with your wife of, let's not have Valentine's Day anymore, as a way of retiring from making your wife happy and no longer having to pretend that everything is fine in the marriage for one day and that all the problems don't exist. That's why I tell men, get a bigger doghouse. Because the truth is, if you're scared of what will happen if you cancel Valentine's Day or work toward having the conversation of let's not do Valentine's Day anymore, is you have to understand she's already angry. She already blames you and has made you the problem for her unhappiness and the issues in the marriage, which is why you want to find the courage and bravery of, I'm not the one that made you so angry. This is in you. And that's why you get a bigger doghouse and you take all the things and energy and effort you're putting into trying to make her feel loved and happy, which she never will, and putting that back into yourself and rebuilding yourself. So your wife's willingness or unwillingness to let Valentine's Day go will show you the reality of your marriage and of your wife. And you can say something, and probably not today on Valentine's Day. It's something you work toward next year, of having the conversation of, let's not have Valentine's Day. Let's just love each other every day and not put the pressure on this one day. And her response will tell you everything you need to know about your wife as a woman. That if she says, you're right, that sounds fine to me, I'm okay with that, then you have a wife in it for the right reasons, and you hit the jackpot, because it means you're likely with a woman on the low end spectrum of the woman ways that I talk about. And if she gets upset and claims that you don't love her or know how to love her, then you can know your wife is unhappy in herself and only needs you to prove her love to you because she lacks love within herself. And then you can know if she reacts poorly to wanting to cancel Valentine's Day, you have a wife that is unlikely to change or work with you to have a healthy, loving marriage. And it's another way a good man in a constructive way can test his wife or in the relationship to see the reality of his marriage and his wife as a woman, of if she's willing to change and truly have a healthy, loving marriage or not, so that a good man can be confident in retiring from making his wife happy. And it doesn't mean, as I often say, it doesn't mean you stop being a good husband or a good man, but you retire from the responsibility that it's your job to make your wife happy and feel loved when she's unhappy and doesn't love herself, and will never be able to experience that from you unless she changes, so that you can see the reality of the marriage and navigate it from that place versus the blame on you of all the problems in the relationship. And you can reconnect with yourself as a good man, that your wife's opinion of you and blame toward you is not based in any kind of reality of who you are as a husband or the good man that you are. And that's the show today. I wrapped up at a normal time of what I used to. So thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget about that I've got three courses. I have 2 courses for women. The first one being learning to be happy in yourself as a solution to our woman ways, and learning to go from camp victim to camp take responsibility. And then my second course, which is the Happy Wife program, that teaches women to gain control of their emotional state in the marriage as a way to begin to see their husbands as a good man that they are, and learn how to have a healthy marriage and be a good wife for the sake of feeling good about yourself, and your husband gets the benefit. And then I have the Marriage Rescue course for good men only, that teaches you a roadmap to regain your confidence and strengthen yourself as a good man, and have a roadmap to constructively navigate the relationship with your wife, and to also have clarity on the most likely outcome of your marriage, so that you can make a choice and take responsibility for that choice. So you can find the link to the courses below in the description and check those out. And I'm going to head over to the comments, and I think Phil will send me some comments and questions, and we'll go from there. All right. Oh, good. Thank you so much, Monica. Such good content. I feel vindicated now for not giving Valentine's Day any importance at all. Good for you, Monica. Your husband's a very, very lucky man. And thank you so much for sharing that. So I'm going to head over to my email. Phil sent some questions. He just let me know. And we'll check those out. All right. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Johnny says, hi, Karen. Thanks for all you do for good men. That's very kind. Salt pipe lifter. This woman is a treasure. We must protect her. That's very kind. Thank you so much for that comment. Let's see. Yeah. Next week, a show. Yes, I do have a show next week. I do not have a show on the 28th of February. Adam and I will be away. So no show on the 28th. Karen, I'm a new subscriber, and it gave me data to save my marriage here in Slovakia. which is a different culture. And for today, I did a holder for brooms for us and carved a bigger wooden spoon. Oh, good for you. Thank you so much for sharing. And then a question, how can we make the most of today when we're both not going to get what we actually want, just time alone with each other because we've got a baby and no childcare for older kids? You both rise to the occasion of this is the responsibility that you've taken on in your wife, and recognize you don't need this certain day to have alone time together, that you carve out other time in the near future, and that you're not missing out on anything, so that you can just enjoy each other and the life that you have every single day with each other, and not make a big deal out of Valentine's Day. So, and then last question, a book update. So the beginning of the year was a little challenging for me. So that is on pause, but I'm picking it up back up very soon. Looking back, I almost kind of wish I would have waited to announce the book, because I didn't know what I'd have to face in myself and the challenges that will bring up in me. And then just having a challenging start to the year where I got very sick, and it took some things out of me. So I had to put some things on the shelf to be able to pick that back up. But it is still in progress, and I'll keep you guys updated as it comes along. And thank you so much for asking. So just headed back over here for a second, and then I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much, Dr. Soimi Damalar. I think I said that right. Thank you so much for your contribution and being part of the channel. And thank you so much, Phil. Blessings to you and Adam. Be well, and thank you for all your wisdom and perspective. You are so welcome. And of course, a big, big, big thank you to Steve and Phil for the wonderful job you guys do here on Saturdays, and keeping the chat a great place to be. And I think that's it for today, guys. Just thank you all so much for being here and supporting the channel. And I'll see you guys next week. I hope you have a nice day, whatever you're doing, whether that be. Oh, thank you again, Dr. Soimi. God bless you. Keep smiling, keep shining. Plan to. Thank you. But yeah, if you are celebrating Valentine's Day, I hope you can make the best of it, and hope today's episode gave you some ideas of how you might do things differently, whether you're a man or a woman, and seeing a new perspective on love, and that we don't need a day to show that love. So thank you all very much, and I will see you next Saturday. All right, bye.